Russell Haythorne has been from the beginning and joins us once again. Russell, we just saw Eric English just posted this very sad video of a house burning off McCaslin there, Russ.
Yeah, it's just devastating, the type of destruction that we're seeing from this fire. We just witnessed a moment ago as the fire crested this hill to the west of us, and we were seeing flames a moment ago. We're now seeing new smoke on the horizon there, and just beyond that hillside is the town of Superior. So you can only imagine what kind of destruction exists beyond that hillside. This is the intersection of Dillon Road and 96th, and it's a bit eerie at the moment because earlier today, when you guys came to us live, there was all kinds of traffic here, people evacuating from Superior to the east and then from Louisville to the south. And now we're seeing very little traffic. So people have heeded the warning, they've gotten out, and now we just don't know what kind of destruction exists in the evacuation zone. I want to bring in one of our photojournalists, and he's now in our promotions department, James Dougherty, because he lives in Louisville, and he just evacuated a moment ago. James, talk to us about your day, what it was like. I understand you were at work, you went home to recover some things that matter to you, right? I know you have a dog.
Yeah, exactly. We did get our dog out, but this all started about noon today. For me, my wife texted me. She works over by the Home Depot off McCaslin, and just said, "Wow, there's a lot of smoke in the air. There's ash falling from the sky." So I said, "Well, I mean, there is a fire near Marshall Road and Highway 93, way over by like El Dorado Springs, El Dorado Canyon in there, and hopefully it's just that." But then it just kept coming. It kept coming. The smoke got really bad, with the point where you could hear the ash hitting the window of her office, and then she went out to her car. You could hear the ash hitting her car. So she came home. We live in Louisville, and she just started packing up stuff. I was at work in Denver, and I said, "Okay, just start packing up stuff, the important stuff. I'm going to come home, and we'll kind of finish packing up together." At that point, Louisville wasn't under really extreme danger, but then we saw your reports on TV from McCaslin and Cherry in the Dillon area, right by the movie theater, and you were describing it like Armageddon. So it was like, okay, I'm definitely going home, and we're definitely packing and getting out. And I'm glad we did.
So you raced home from downtown, and you get there, and what do you see? And what was the scene like in terms of emergency personnel? Were they helping to guide traffic through your neighborhood? How did that all play out?
I didn't see any medical or any kind of emergency responders that were helping people get around, except for there's a few right here, but then there was a lot of cars trying to get in, probably trying to get their belongings, like I was. But when I was trying to load up my car, you could hear cars going through, like police cars, fire trucks, something like that, going through the neighborhood on a bullhorn, telling everyone to evacuate. So they were telling people to evacuate. And then right as I got my last belongings in my car, the police were going door to door. I saw them, banging on every door in my neighborhood. It's the Dutch Creek subdivision over here, and they were
just beyond the Coal Creek Golf Course, right?
Exactly, just beyond the Coal Creek Golf Course, just kind of like northeast of the Coal Creek Golf Course. It's just behind it, so it would be the next thing. And so they were going door to door. We even got a ring notification, and on the video you can see the officer knocking on our door.
How long ago was that?
Maybe 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, and you got Oscar? Your dog is Oscar?
Yep, Oscar, he is out. He's on our way to our friend's house up in the Berthoud area, so that's probably where my wife and I are probably going to be spending the night.
What about your neighbors? You were aware of what was going on by watching the reports on television. Were you able to notify them of the seriousness of the situation?
Most of my neighbors, I saw them packing up their cars as well. My next door neighbor was just like, "Oh, what's going on?" And it was like, "Well, there is a fire, and you should probably get out." And she said, "Oh, I'll just stay here and turn the hose on." And I was like, "Well, I wouldn't recommend that. I would just get out. Just pack up your things that you can't replace and just get out, because we have time and we can do it. So just get out." I mean, and she is kind of an older woman, not super old, but older. And I was like, it's probably just best if you just get out.
Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, think that a wildfire could threaten your home, which is sort of, I've been to your house. It's in an interior neighborhood, right, of Louisville. Doesn't sit on the outskirts. Doesn't seem particularly threatened by wildfire. wildfire at any, in any given year, and yet here we are.
Here we are. No, what this reminds me of is the Waldo Canyon fire 2012 in Colorado Springs. It was, oh yeah, that fire will never, kind of get into the neighborhood, and those, houses were just on fire in the Waldo Canyon burn area. That was the Mountain Shadows neighborhood. In this case, yeah, the Dutch Creek subdivision is really far from any kind of wildland interface, and so we were not expecting it. We've always told people, yeah, we live in a safe subdivision. The only thing we've ever worried about in the past was during the floods in 2013. Coal Creek, the actual creek, runs kind of near our neighborhood. The Coal Creek golf course runs through it, and we had some kind of flooding in our neighborhood, but not at our house. But no, it's getting pretty close. Like, I live just beyond what you see this smoke here. There's kind of a valley behind this flat section, and that's where my neighborhood is. So it's kind of right in the path.
James, we're glad you're safe. We're glad your wife, Kelly, is safe. We're glad your dog, Oscar, is safe. And thank you so much for sharing that story.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. I want to go back to this because, Drew, you can see just how ominous this horizon is. You're looking back towards the neighborhood that James lives in, just beyond the Coal Creek golf course. This is a pasture on the other side of 96th, but then just beyond that is the Coal Creek golf course. And then there are many, many homes that line that golf course. And then, of course, as James was just describing, his neighborhood is back there as well. Lots of homes back there. We're seeing fresh smoke. We're actually seeing wind gusts now. We had a little lull in the wind about a half hour ago to an hour ago, and now we're starting to see those gusts pick back up, in the neighborhood of 50 miles per hour or so. Very windy right now, very gusty. Just a terribly dangerous and incredibly threatening situation here right now. Shannon,
Russell,
Jessica.
thank you very much, and I'm so glad. Thank you, James, for your time. Not a finer human on the planet. James Dougherty, his beautiful wife Kelly, and their terrific dog. And we and you're a great person too. Not to exclude you there, Russell, as well. But we're glad they got out okay. We're all hoping their house is going to be okay.